Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Angus Glen Community Centre for the primetime matchup here on Day 3 of the U18 AAA Central Region Championship. Tonight, the Markham Waxers, the hosts, take on the undefeated Toronto Titans. The Titans have been the team to beat so far through the first 2 days after defeating North Shore 2-0, as well as a 3-2 victory over the North Bay Trappers in yesterday's game. We'll see what the primetime game has in store for us tonight as welcome in high above the ice. I'm Mitch Kane bringing you tonight's action. The first 2 games on the day, very high scoring affairs. We saw the Waterloo Wolves defeat the North Bay Trappers by a score of 9-1. And we saw the North Shore Whitecaps get their first win of the tournament against the Ottawa Myers Automotive by a score of 6-4. So what does Game 3 have in store? We'll find out next. The starting goaltenders for tonight's matchup. On the home side for the Markham Waxers, it's their first night as the home team. It took till night 3, but the hosts are finally home. In between the pipes, it's none other than Lucas Carpino. He's 0-1 through the tournament, had 4 goals allowed against the North Bay Trappers on the opening night and an .875 save percentage. On the other end, back between the pipes, it's number 59, David Healy, the 6-foot goaltender from Mississauga, Ontario, supports a 1-0 record as he shut out the North Shore Whitecaps back on Monday. We have a great goaltending battle on hand for us as we'll throw it down to rink level for player introductions and the playing of the Canadian national anthem. The starting lineup for the 24-3-6 GTHL champion Toronto Titans is as follows. On the back end, Ryan Kamenker as well as Jason Angers. Up front, Dylan Nobley, Jaden O'Neill, and Vincenzo Lacoma. Head coach of the Titans, Jason Nobley. He's been the head coach of the Titans since the 2015-2016 season. On the other end, the 17-11 3-1 Markham Waxers are putting out Benny Billingsley and Liam McMullen on the back end alongside Christian Bruno, Austin Silver, and Justin Anselmo up front. Should be in for a great game. Dan Dow, the head coach of the Waxers, former NHLer with 8 seasons between the Canadians and the Maple Leafs. We're ready to go. Nobly against Bruno, opening draw. Primetime game about to get underway. And we're off from the Angus Glen Community Centre. Kamaker gets the center and rings it around quick. Carpino looks to slow it up. Nobly, he'll pick it up first as the puck gets stuck in the water from the Zamboni as it'll get moved back around for O'Neill. Puck gets popped right up immediately into the mesh netting, and we'll get a quick whistle off to the left side of Carpino. Lucas Carpino, he got the start Monday night against the North Bay Trappers, the Aurora, Ontario native, a 6-8-2 record this season with the Waxers. The Waxers OMHA champs 2 times in a row now. A lot of experience on this team, something that Jason Nobly mentioned. This Markham team, despite being hosts, they are champions. They were champions of the OMHA, and a lot of experience on this side. McMullen works it up Bruno as he clears the zone. He'll move all the way back into the Toronto end where Angers picks it up first. Angers spins it back the other way. O'Neill, a little touch pass to Nobly as he'll take it into the offensive end. Nobly to the outside, centers the pass as Billingsley knocks away. Nobly trying to get free in the center of the ice as McMullen checks him to the outside. McMullen picks his pocket as Bruno will flick it out but can't clear the line. Lacona holds. Anselmo moves it up ice as Silver goes on the chase. As back forward is the captain, Connor Barrett. Barrett with 10 penalty minutes through the first 2 games. This one fired to the far side corner. Stepping up on it first is the ever so dangerous Lucas Balanek. Balanek 3 goals in the first 2 games. Barrett a long line shot in. He finds Balanek right to the slot. A shot that just misses wide on the left side. Silver moves it up top. Balanek trying to shake off McMullen. Gets through to the backhand, forehand. Quick shot right through the blue paint. Walsh gets taken to the ground by Whiston. As Balanek hard on the back check. Whiston will fire it in as Healy gets some action, has to play it behind his own goal. Balanek, the quick outlet pass as it's quickly scooped up by DeFilippis. DeFilippis gets checked in front of his own bench as it's worked down the line by Chase Martin. Martin centering pass, errant as penalty upcoming against the Titans. Carpino to the bench, 6-on-5 for the time being for the Waxers as puck gets pinned up. And it will finally be tagged, holding the call going against Toronto. There's a look at head coach Jason Nobly, not too happy with the call as he wants his side to clean up the play a little bit. They feel like they haven't been playing their game to this point in the tournament. They're a very structured team, but they are getting the wins regardless. They are one of the very few teams that is undefeated. Currently sits second in the standings. And that's only because Waterloo's played 3 games and they won earlier. This one moved to the outside. Martin rings it around. Healy out to slow it up. First to it is Ryan Armour. This one cleared down the length of the ice. Is Nobly a near breakaway chance. He was trying to bunt that one down. Vishwaran to the outside. He'll ring it around. On and now Chase Martin. He gets pinned off into the boards. It's kicked up to the point. With it now is Bodner. He'll wait. Fires a shot off the left pad. Rebound chance. It's swung over as Martin is first to recover. Martin to the point. Bodner. He'll walk in. Fake the slap shot. Gets it off. Ishwaran. A shot. Rebound chance is cleared out by the Titans and sent down the length of the ice. Fisher Ishwaran had 6 goals and 22 points this season in 27 games played for the Cleveland Barons U16 team. Came over back in the new year and rejoined the Waxers. Ishwaran also 2 goals in the tournament in the first 2 games from the back end as that shot is turned away by Healy up and into the mesh netting. 37 seconds to go here on the power play. We'd like to say a thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. There was a look at the Markham bench featuring Dan Dow and his coaching staff. A lot of experience from past championships. He was talking about the team's victory yesterday, and he thought they got some stellar goaltending as the long shot in is blockered away by Healy. Big hit on the far side, and another big hit there by Pursley. Hits exchanged on both ends. Speaking with Jason Nobley the other day, he mentioned that Pursley brings the energy. A lot of big-time physical checks that injects energy into the bench. As the first power play has expired, is that one right in on target, and Healy will cover it up. Connor Pursley, the big body forward for the Titans, 18 points on the season. And he wears the A, the alternate captain for the Titans. Shots 4-0 Markham in the early going. An unsuccessful first power play that is now 0 for 4 in the tournament. Late change by the Waxers, as Chase Martin's in on the draw, and he'll win it clean back. Ahmad's got to step up on that. He had to fend off the dangerous Balanik, is stepping right back in as Reed Smith to the inside, turned away. Big time save by Healy in the early goings. Balanik with possession of it, goes inside, outside, offside. The call, as touching up is Philippone, and the officials quick on it. We've seen all kinds of calls being made throughout this tournament. As we'll redo it from the other side of the Markham end. Rolling out the starting line for Markham. Anselmo looking to push it forward, but it'll be scooped up first by Pavlovic and into the offensive zone. Ahmad brings it around the boards. Let me cycle back down low. Tavernise, he'll pin it against the boards as Ishwaran goes for the check. Pavlovic fights it free. Pinaretta from a sharp angle. He'll move it down to Tavernise behind the net. Ishwaran once again pins Tavernise to the glass. Markham trying to fight it free as it finally does come loose, and Bruno picks it clean. Bruno to the far side. Anselmo tries to go through a body as Philippone steps up in the rush. Here comes Tavernise. Dumps it off to Philippone. And Philippone gets drilled in the boards by Ishwaran. This one will be fired in neck high, as there was a laser going high for the glass as Toronto gets a wholesale change. As chip and chase from Silver. Silver, one of the goal scorers in yesterday's game for the Waxers. This one we played back to the point. Long shot in by Michael Costanza. Swallowed up by Healy. Costanza, the Whitby, Ontario native, 11 points this season. He's got 1 assist in the first 2 games for the Waxers. 14-17 to play in the first. 6-0, I should say. The shots in favor of the Waxers as Costanza kicked from the draw in to take now Aloisi. Gata gets tied up. Puck comes free. Costanza waits up at the point. Long shot in. It's blocked. Here comes a chance the other way. Breakaway opportunity. Jaden O'Neill. Toe drag shot turned away. Carpino, a big time save as Costanza wraps it around and can't find it on target. Excuse me, Lacona. Puck comes free. Nobly right back to the slot. O'Neill fires. Rebound chance. Goes awry. Nobly back on it. It's moved over the middle as DeFilippis works it out to the near side. Aloisi. Back to DeFilippis as the puck hits off a skate. Sharp angle shot from DeFilippis, misses wide of the target. Stepping up in the rush is Martin. Martin spins to his forehand, finds some space. Toe drag shot is deflected in front and misses wide of the target. So move down low as Nobly gets pinned by Aloisi, and working it out is Armour. Ryan Armour carving through the neutral zone. Got 2 to beat. Dumps it off to the outside. Lacona, long shot blocker punched away by Carpino. And Lacona gets drilled by Martin on the near side boards. Whiston across the red line. Has to be careful of the oncoming Titans changing as Whiston rings it off the iron. Played up to the point, long shot in. That one misses wide of the target. Smith missed on the deflection. This one chopped at and goes down the length of the ice, and that will go for an icing call. Markham starting to heat up the chances here as the latest chance ringing off the post. These two teams have not played yet this season. Not met in tournament play at all throughout the year, but very familiar with one another's games. Long shot in is quickly covered up by Healy. The OHF is pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation services provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities across Ontario. Late change here for Markham. As it can be tough to match up with the Toronto Titans. Speaking with Dan Dowie, we mentioned that Toronto's a very hard-working team. They've got 4 full lines, so it can be very tough to match. And his side, they're going to have to work really hard tonight to come away with 2 or 3 points. That one worked over to Ellis as he spins it around as Cladis into the offensive zone. Bouncing puck up to the point as laying the check there was Pursley. Bouncing puck comes into the offensive end for Toronto as that puck knocked down, and it does clear the line. Pavlovic thought he kept it on. Not the case, as Billingsley has some words for Pavlik as he skates off. As we take a look at the screen, looking at the YouTube poll, and the viewers are tied on this game. 50-50 support for the Waxers and the Titans. Who do you think will win this contest? The Waxers the home team for the first time, but really the home team all the times. As this one comes around, Ishwaran pokes it free for Ahmed. Comes up Anselmo. Long pass across for Silver. As Bruno gets put into the boards. Pinaretta. He'll walk it up. Drop pass. Moves over the near side. Barrett gets the center. Rings it around the glass. That went too hot for Carpino to knock down. Filippone on the point. Moves it down Pinaretta. He's dancing with Bruno on the half courts. Gets away from him. Up to the point, and that one jumps the stick of Filippone. Good edge work on display from Pinaretta as that shot from Sulej misses wide of the target. Big hit on the near side of the boards as Tomovsky into his first game of the Central Region Championships. Kaya Tomovsky playing for the U16 Toronto Titans. One of the extra players they're able to bring. Near too many men for the Titans there as that one's tipped into the offensive zone. Bodner. He'll try and move that forward. Costanza, he gets knocked off on the boards as the puck comes free. Armour with it on the near side, moves it over the middle. O'Neill across the line. Armour at the point, he's poked off the puck, and here goes Costanza the other way. Markham with numbers. Costanza with Aloisi, moves it back door as Gatto couldn't keep it on his stick. Big hit on the far side as Aloisi gets dumped as a penalty upcoming, and it's going to be against the Waxers. I believe it's goalie interference, the call on the transition play the other way is Gata heading to the box. For the first time tonight, we get to see the Toronto power play. A lot of high talent players on this Toronto team. But one thing that Jason Nobley prides its team on is its depth. They have a lot of talent all over the place. And a lot of high-end scores. That one's touched up by O'Neill as it was brought back into the zone by Whiston, so it's not offside. Whiston seems to be confused on it, but can't play it back on your own volition as Whiston will go in on the attack. Titans looking to reset here. 1:35 on the power play. Over to Balanik, the ever so dangerous Balanik. Big rebound chances. Carpino had it bounce out to the slot. Lucas Balanik, a shot. That one up and out of play off the mesh netting. Lucas Balanik, 12 goals on the regular season, but already 3 goals in this tournament, showcasing an elite release and a very dangerous shot. Whenever he has the puck on his stick, you'll want to get a stick in front or throw the body on the line, because there's a good chance it's going to end up in the back of the net. This one up to the point. Kamiker over to Balanik. Long pass across Krula. He waits. Return feed Balanik. Balanik, backdoor feed. He was looking for O'Neill, but he tipped it wide. Krula up high. Balanik. He'll dance across the blue line. Balanik walks in, fires a low-lying shot. Rebound chance. Carpino the save. Rebound still loose in the blue paint. It comes free. Balanik walks, fires a shot, and the whistle is blown. And the penalty will be called on Toronto in front of the net. And it's Jaden O'Neill heading to the box for cross-checking. So that will negate the rest of the 58 seconds that Toronto was expected to have on the power play, and we'll go to 4-on-4 play. It was a mad scramble in front of Carpino. The puck was loose in the blue paint, and tensions run high as the cross-check is laid by O'Neill. So we get 4-on-4 play for the next 50 seconds, and then Markham will go on their second power play of the night. Philippone across the line as he's checked by Martin, and Markham's got the puck right back. Bodner looks over his options as he faked the pass and made 2 men miss, but he turns it right over. Philippone, drop back, Tavernese. One-time shot, great save by Carpino as he denies Pinaretta. A quick little one-time shot as they enter the zone. Tavernese with the quick pass to Pinaretta. And the quick release one-time shot is swallowed up by Carpino. Faceoff's taken by Martin as Billingsley trying to evade the other 19, Balanik, as he gets it clear of the line, but Balanik scoops up the puck first. Philippone circling away from danger. Moves it back to Balanik, looking for the return feed, but that pass errant as Billingsley will scoop it up the other way. 3 seconds on the penalty to Gatta as he's back in play. Markham on the man advantage for another minute. But here comes Balanik with other ideas, shorthanded. Balanik to the forehand, backdoor feed. He couldn't get it through to Krula. A great defensive play by Gatta to break up the Toronto scoring chance. Balanik starts it with the poke check and immediately works it in the other way. With McMullen hounding him, he's still able to get that pass through. But a great defensive back check by Lorenzo Gatta, the Richmond Hill native, with 1 assist so far in the Central Region Championships. Faceoff is won by Bruno. They've got 47 seconds and ticking here on the power play. He's walking it up ice as McMullen. He moves it outside as this will be flipped in deep. Kamiker and Silver go after the puck behind the Toronto net. It'll be scooped up first by Anselmo. One played around the boards as Nobley looks to clear, and he will get it down the length of the ice. Benny Billingsley with the puck first. Silver, he's across the line, will ring it around as Angers steps up on it. Angers has the puck jump off his stick. It's worked up to the point. 3 seconds left on the power plays. That one's gloved down by Healy from distance. Just 2 seconds remain on the power play. Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships, fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout the championship. Andrew Aloisi on the draw. He'll get tied up as Bodner's got to be aware as O'Neill was trying to slide in behind the defense. Nobly across the line. He'll take it to the goal line. Nobly being hacked at here by Bodner. It's worked up to the point. Pinaretta with it. Lincoln Pinaretta. He'll take it behind the net as he gets slammed into the board, still with control of it. Bodner takes him out of the play, but still on the puck. Pinaretta shot turned away by the blocker. Quick save by Carpino. Nobly leaves it off O'Neill. He's trying to jam it to the front of the net as Pinaretta has it taken away. Aloisi to the outside as O'Neill takes him into the glass. Yada goes on the outside against Armour as he wraps him up and takes him into the boards. Pinaretta fighting it free as he'll go for a skate the other way. He gets across the blue line looking for the drop pass, but Markham takes it away as a two-man pinch him off. Aloisi between the legs pass as it's flipped up to Whiston as he'll try and go in the rush, but Barrett slows him down. Pavlovic, the long retreating pass. Barrett back on the near side. He'll carry it up, get to the red line, and fire it all the way around. Carpino's not even going to bother with it as icing the call. Barrett didn't gain the red line, so the faceoff's coming all the way back. Carpino saw something I didn't and quickly jumped back into his crease to keep the icing call active. Top line back out for Markham. Chase Martin with Reed Smith in the shooter lane as faceoff will be taken away by Toronto. Chip and chase play by Sulage as Ahmed gets hammered into the boards by Sulage, but still with possession of the puck. Ahmed trying to get away from danger. Chips it up and gets it to Whiston. Now we fired in to the far side as Healy plays the puck, and he'll get it quickly off to Armour. One of the North Bay goals in the game yesterday was due to a Toronto goaltending mistake, trying to go over the head as Ishwaran to the front of the net, turned away on the backhand. Ishwaran showcased the elite skills yesterday, trying to do it again with the end-to-end play. A penalty is coming up. Look at that, splitting the defense, going forehand, backhand. Healy read it well. And it appears the penalty's going against Whiston as well as Barrett. So we'll stay 5-on-5. Whiston for slashing, head contact for Barrett. So for Barrett, that is his 6th minor penalty of the week. And 12 penalty minutes on the tournament for Barrett. Kammaker fires that towards the net, and he gets blocked off by McMullen. Long pass up. Walsh holds the line, fires a shot in, backdoor feed as it got through to Balanik. Walsh tries to chip it forward, but it's taken away by Silver. Silver moves it over the middle as McMullen is jumping up in the rush. Puck comes free as Karula sees the lane the other way. He's with a burst of speed, drops it off Balanik. Backhand feed, looking for Karula, but broken up at the last second. Up high, Angers trying to feed it down low. Balanik between his legs, couldn't get possession of it. Silver high off the glass and out as Angers will take in neutral. Now and deflects off the skate of Bruno and into Markham territory. As McMullen will look to work it out. He's got a stick hounding him from behind, but not going to draw the call. DeFilippis. He'll turn it back. McMullen gets to center, fires it in deep. Gata right on the line. Jason Nobly wants the icing call, considering his team got called on not long ago. Not going to get it here. Puck bouncing around. Taken by Balanek. Burst of speed to the outside. Lucas Balanek, return feed. Nobly in tight, but he's tied up by Aloisi. Long shot to the point. Armour's shot is blocked in front by a sea of bodies as Balanek from a sharp angle, gloved down by Carpino. Balanek really able to fire it from anywhere. Talking to Jason Nobly, he mentions he can make something out of nothing. He's a very opportunistic scorer, and we've seen that on full display in the early goings of the week. Letting that shot fly from just about any angle. And if Carpino wasn't sharp enough there, that shot was certainly on target from the off angle. Always got to be aware when number 19 has it on his stick. Puck comes up to the shooter slot as that will bounce clear of the zone. As Kamiker's got to backtrack to defend Silver as the puck comes free and covered up quickly by Healy. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Baron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U18 AAA Central Region Championship. Baron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Horn buzzed quickly as one of the penalty boxes was still open. Silver was lined up in the shooter slot, but Markham having trouble winning the draws as we'll see David Healy with the save there. Quick defensive change for Toronto. Kamiker and Angers back out there. As this time we'll see a more traditional face-off alignment for Markham. Face-off will be taken by Markham as this one's played behind the goal. Kamiker. And here's Nobly. Nobly takes it into the offensive end, moves it over the middle, tries to get a shooting lane. Rebound was there as Carpino made the initial save, but Markham clearing it from danger early. Weird bounce off the stanchion as gives Markham a break to clear it. Bruno will try and fire it in deep, but it's knocked down by Kamiker. Angers on the far side, moves it over the middle. Nobly nearly got his head taken off by Ahmed coming across the middle. Ishwaran has it tied up as O'Neill pinned him to the glass. Ahmed, he gets taken down by Lacona as Lacona tackles him to the ground, and a pushing and shoving match between the two ensues. Referee's letting it go. Bruno the long pass to the far side. It's dumped off Anselmo. A nice move to the inside, but has his pocket picked by Nobly, the great defensive forward. McMullen back on side, trying to fend off Kamiker as he'll just play it behind the goals. A centering shot, they score! Justin Anselmo from behind the goal line banks it off. Healy in front. And the Waxers take the 1-0 lead. The dump in goes between the legs and from behind the goal. Anselmo just throws it in front. And it's in the back of the net. So Markham with the early lead. McMullen looking to go back on the attack. Right over the middle. Another chance. No goal off the post. Rebound chance. They score! Benny Billingsley fights it home. And the Waxers with 2 goals in 9 seconds. What happened? Smith off the post. And the rebound was sitting on a golden platter. Excuse me, Gavin Whiston tapping that one home. Two quick goals for the Waxers. They've turned this game on its head. Rula across the line, drops it off Balanek. Whiston picks his pocket. As this will be chipped up the boards. Low lining shot that misses wide of the target. Deflects off the end boards as He'll be moved up to the point, held at the line. Philippone fakes the shot, he walks. Toe drag shot saved by Carpino. Held at the line, Barrett, low lining pass, looking for Walsh on the back door as Krula picks it up and Walsh gets decked by Billingsley. Krula now takes his man hard in the boards. Pass up to Walsh, Barrett, over to Philippone, over to Walsh. He fires, his shot's blocked up and out of play. Toronto turning up the intensity after the 2 quick Markham goals. Anselmo and Whiston scoring just 10 seconds apart. Liam McMullen picking up assists on both goals. He led the Waxers in assists this season with 22. And he picked up 2 in 10 seconds. Just a minute to go. Aloisi trying to clear the zone. Puck comes free, Kamenker to Angers. Angers will ring it around the boards. As Bodner throws the body against Sulich. Puck comes up to the point, Angers. He'll walk in from an impossible angle. He'll get bodied off by Gata as well as Costanza. Angers rings it around. Some hard physical play by Bodner. Pinaretta looking to knock the puck free. Sulich. He gets taken by the body by Ishvaran as 15 seconds left on the clock. Pinaretta cycles it down low. Sulich. He gets checked into the boards by Ishvaran. Toronto not able to get anything to the front of the goal. Nobly batting away at it. 3 seconds left. Got to get this towards the net and not going to be able to. His physical play. Aloisi and Nobly get into it. And the official's arm goes up and pushing and shoving continues. Nobly, Costanza. And that will do it for the first period of play. Roughing the call. I believe they're taking both Nobly and Aloisi. No, it appears it will just be against Markham. Aloisi the only one going. So Toronto should start the period on the power play. And that will be all. 2-0. Waxers lead after 1. You're watching on OHF YouTube. You don't want to miss a second of the second period. It'll be coming up right after this short break.
Got something to call mine. Oh, I need someone to talk to. Right now. Oh, we are on our way. Starting today.
The TELUS Cup is coming to Peterborough. Canada's men's U18 National Club Championship is taking over the Peterborough Memorial Centre. From the opening face-off to the final goal of the championship game, the TELUS Cup delivers unforgettable moments at the highest level of U18 hockey in Canada. Be there for every moment. Get your tickets now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
Gold medal winner!
There's change, and change is always good.
I'd like to continue making sure freedom of movement is smooth. It's easier for kids to play, making sure as many kids who want to play can play, making sure that the OHF is well managed financially, well governed. Those things they're not sexy, but they're important.
Being part of the future of hockey, I'd like to make sure that hockey continues being hockey. My goal also is to be that devil's advocate, helping understand and question what we are doing to make sure that it is the right thing to do in the future.
Progress that I would like to see is to really continue to push the game and to push the quality of our events and the player experience, and bring in some new and exciting and innovative initiatives like online streaming for our OHF championships.
For me, it's all about the players. They will always need support. We need to nurture their well-being physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. How can we do that in a good way? What does that look like? Growth and development, what change looks like in a good way, the culture and respect and integrity for the benefit of the players, and accessibility at all levels. So recruitment and retention for players. How do we get volunteers on board? How do we keep them involved? And how can we make that process streamlined and easier for that to happen?
What I would like to see is spend more time on recreational hockey and provide the recreational player who make up most of our membership feel more important and more worthy of the attention that some of the representative teams and people get, and translate that into the recreational stream.
It's an avenue by which players get to participate in a recreational activity that's structured, that's safe, and that, as I said previously, produces some pretty good citizens.
What progress I'd be looking for are just continued work towards inclusion, diversity, making the game more affordable, making the game easily accessible in terms of registration, and also continue the path of continued growth within hockey.
The vision of hockey in Ontario is a very complicated issue. There are a lot of people that have a lot of different views about what it should be. We work together better now than we ever have. We're on the same page more now than we ever have. So my job is to listen to people.
I'm most excited about the leadership role that OHF is taking on, and you can really see it in the customer service that's being delivered. Always thinking about the players and always thinking about the experience of enriching communities through hockey.
Success as chair to me would be having people say the members of the Ontario Hockey Federation get along better than they've ever gotten along. We collaborate more than we've ever collaborated. We trust each other more than we've ever trusted each other. If we all communicate and we all trust each other, we'll all make progress.
Personally, receiving the scholarship, it's meant a lot to me. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden. I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
As someone that never played at a high level of hockey, I never really imagined being a professional referee until 2022. And I really thought, where could this job go? So I played A in Mississauga, and the association reached out to our team for timekeepers. And when I wanted to start, they offered me a position to start officiating. From then, just climbing through the ranks of the Mississauga Hockey League, Greater Toronto Hockey League, and into the Ontario Hockey League. Not playing at a high level is one thing that sticks out when you go to referee at a high level. I feel like I have something to prove going into these bigger games and big rinks. Some coaches know that you never played at a high level, so how could you be refereeing? And it's important to remind yourself that you're there for a reason, just like they are. Your name didn't fall out of a hat and all of a sudden you're refereeing a professional hockey game. Off seasons are where you make the most gains as an official and player. Something that I think is very important as an official that didn't play high-level hockey is your skating ability. Take power skating lessons, get on the ice, whether it's with your friends or alone, and get skated. As you climb the ranks and start to officiate major, junior, and professional hockey, you really start to notice the difference that communication makes with the players, coaches, other officials, and above. Staying composed, professional, and handling pressure is very important. Stakes are so high that we need to make correct, accurate decisions as best as we can. We don't get replays like you do at home watching the TV. We've got to make it that split second, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. I think getting into officiating can be daunting at times. You get yelled at, people think you're wrong, when really most of the time you are right. You start second-guessing your abilities and you get discouraged. So I think just reminding yourself that all the hard work and dedication that you put into over the years, it's very rewarding in the end.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Angus Glen Community Centre for second period action between the Toronto Titans and the Markham Waxers. After one period of play, it's the Waxers, the hosts, who hold the 2-0 lead after 2 goals in just 10 seconds apart. It was Justin Anthem who got the party started, followed by Gavin Whiston. Soon after, shots in the first period, 13-9. In favor of the Waxers. The Titans not yet back on the ice yet. As let's take a look at this picture of the standings. The Waterloo Wolves, currently the #1 team. They have 2 regulation wins and the overtime win, sitting them at 8 points. If Toronto were to pick up a regulation win, they would be right back on top of the standings. The Waxers lurking right in the middle at the 3 seed. A regulation win for them would propel them over the Toronto Titans and into second. The North Shore Whitecaps picking up a big win in regulation over Ottawa today to propel them over the Trappers and into the 4th seed. The first 4 teams make it on to the weekend. So the current playoff picture sees Waterloo, Toronto, Markham, and North Shore. Now here's a look at the goals in the first period. The Anselmo shot from behind the goal, banking it off of Healy and N. And then just 10 seconds later, right off the draw, the Waxers back on the attack. Smith shot off the post, left it right on the doorstep for Whiston to bury it in the awning cage. Markham with those 2 goals late in the period, stunning the GTHL champion, Toronto Titans. As we get ready to go, second period action, Nobley against Bruno. And we are underway. Second period action from the Angus Glen Community Centre here at the Central Region Championships as this will be slapped down the length of the ice. Healy out to slow it down. Toronto starting the period on the power play. Andrew Aloisi taking a penalty with 0s on the clock as O'Neill will walk it through. He's across the line. O'Neill will chip and chases this one at the side of the goal. O'Neill will recover it first behind the net. Up to the point, Kamenker to Balanik. He'll walk, fires a shot, gloved down by Carpino. The Titans, 2 power play goals yesterday against the North Bay Trappers, putting them at 2 for 8 through the first 2 days. While the Markham Waxers, their penalty kill, 7 for 8 on the tournament. This one up at the point, Kamenker. He'll turn it back as it's rang around the boards. Krula stepping up on it first as he's got to fend off hounding defenders as it comes to the point. Kamenker. He'll dance along the blue lines. He'll wait. Moves it over the middle. Kamenker. Return feed. Krula walks. Fires a shot. Gloved down by Carpino again. Lucas Carpino. He's been sharp. The Aurora, Ontario native. 229 goals against average in the OMHA this season. Had an .875 save percentage in game 1. He's been perfect so far tonight, stopping all 10 shots he's faced. Second unit out for the Titans as the draw is taken away by Markham and sent down the length of the ice as Healy will have to slow it up. He's got to act quickly as Gata was bearing down on him, and Gata lays the check along Philippone. Gata will go for the pin as valuable seconds ticking off the clock. Pavlovic will work it up with 40 seconds to play on the power play. Pursley, chip and chase. He'll pick it up on the near side. Pursley behind the back pass. Up top for Philippone at the point. He'll walk on the blue line. Near side. Back up high. Philippone waits. Fires a shot through traffic and it's blocked off the shin pads and out of the zone. The Markham crowd giving their cheers to that blocking effort. 13 seconds left on the power play. Pavlovic, he'll carry it up ice. Across the red line with a burst of speed. Drops it off. Pursley a shot in front. It's blocked again. Aloisi out of the box. Back to even strength hockey as Pursley takes it below the goal line on the far side of the rink. Jam play at the side as that one can't be squeaked in as Aloisi will flick it out to center. Long Hail Mary pass. Anselmo backdoor feed. Silver a chance. Great save by Healy. Bruno gets denied on the back door as Pavlovic will walk it out the other way. Toronto in numbers between the legs. Drop pass as Pinaretta is bumped off the puck. Markham working it the other way. Anselmo tried to go across, but it was intercepted by Barrett as Pinaretta dodges a big hit from Ahmad. Fisher Ishwaran has it get lost in between the feet as the puck pops free. Long stretch pass off the boards and down the length of the ice. That will go for an icing call. As we take a look to the screen at the YouTube poll. The poll has shifted in favor of the Markham Waxers. They hold a 2-0 lead and have 54% of the vote. Titans slimly trailing in that margin. Looking to get back on the board here. Armour at the point, long shot in. It's off the side of the goal. Devenish. Behind the net, Sulich. Tomovsky gets it back in the slot. Trying to pull the trigger is going down hard with Sulich. Devenish at the point, his long shot in. It deflects off the official after a tip in front as puck gets tied up on the near side. Puck finally comes free. It's worked to the middle, controlled by Armour. He spins and fires, and it's off a shin pad and wide. Pinaretta rings it around. Armour, he'll step up in the rush. Armour tries to center, but it's knocked away. He's back on it, spins and fires at Carpino. The stomach save. Pushing and shoving after the whistle is Tomovsky. Getting into it. Tomovsky in his first game here for the Titans in the tournament. As we would like to say thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage a healthy lifestyle. Tomovsky and Silver will both get sent off to the box. Tomovsky trying to make a lasting impact on his teammates. As here comes a chance the other way for the Waxers as Smith batting away at that puck. Carullo will scoop it up first. Near side Angers. There's one intercepted as Martin goes the other way. One-time blast, and it's blocked in front by Kamiker as Balanek goes the other way. Leaves it off Walsh. Walsh for Balanek. Tie up in the near side corner. This one's flipped a mile high and all the way back down the Toronto end as Martin nearly tracks it down first. It's taken away by Smith. He leaves it off. Whiston can't pull the trigger as Kamiker steals it first. Long lead feed for Balanek. He'll leave it off at the point for Walsh. Balanek back with it in the corner. He gets away from trouble. Balanek to his forehand, just misses wide of the target. Philippone into the slot. Lead feed intended for Aloisi. It's taken away by Balanek as he's bumped off the puck in neutral as he goes back in on the attack. Balanek to the outside. Over the middle of the ice as Aloisi was trying to poke that forward as Gatto was hanging in behind the Titans' defense. Some trouble in the middle of the ice as it's scooped up by the Waxers, nearly turned over right in front of the slot as Barrett knocks that down with a glove. And Costanza comes running in to lay a big hit, but hand past the call. 14:40 to play here in the second. Shots 14-12 in favor of the Waxers. Justin Anselmo led the Waxers in goals and points this season. Also had 8 goals in the postseason. He scored the icebreaker at the 2-minute mark in the first. Barrett. He'll skate it to the outside. Barrett across the line. He fires a shot, big rebound, but it goes behind the goal line. Nobley, he'll scoop it up. He gets bumped off the puck as it's rang around the boards. Philippone holds the line, swings it down low. It's off a skate and to the side as an incredible one-handed effort made by Tadeo Tavernise at the side of the goal, but the net came off first. As look at that by Tavernise, a little craftiness from the Toronto, Ontario native. 31 points on the year for Tavernise. That was good for second, behind only Michael Alexiou, who's not in the lineup today. The leading scorer for the Titans. And leading goal scorer with 14 on the season, not in the lineup today. O'Neill swings it back. Philippone chips it forward. O'Neill plays it around on the far side. O'Neill behind the goal. This one slapped out in the slot as it's turned away. And the puck comes free on the near side. All the way in behind the defense. Reed Smith gets free. Forehand turned away by Healy on the breakaway. He found himself wide open. Healy elected to not poke check. That puck was coming loose off of his stick the entire way down the ice. And Smith nearly a chance to extend the lead. A chance the other way is Tavernise shot turned away by Carpino. As Nobley moves it down, he gets it to the slot. Backhand shot in the trouble zone as Nobley can't pull the trigger. He tries to work it up to the point. Devenish, long shot in, glove down by Carpino. And a penalty after the play. Silver and Tomovsky both coming out of the box as it appears Cole Ahmed is going to be heading in. And that will be the case, so Toronto back to the power play here. Cole Ahmed, the Stouffville, Ontario native. He played for Pakistan, actually, in the TELUS Cup. Only had one game played in the playoffs. He had 17 points in U16 for the Markham Waxers this year. And he has 1 assist so far in the Central Region Championship. So Toronto, another chance to get on the board here. 0 for 2 on the night on the power play. It's worked back Kamenker. He'll freeze at the top. One-time shot by Krula. It's turned away by Carpino. Up top again, Krula again. He scores! Noah Krula! Power play goal. And the Titans are right back in this one. Noah Krula unleashes a rocket of a shot. He had the first opportunity, then missed wide. And then a quick reset here. And Krula beats Carpino on the blocker side. A perfect shot. As Noah Krula, his first goal of the championship. So just like that, the Toronto Titans back within 1. Shots now 16-15 in favor of the Waxers. Did not take long for the Titans on that power play. Lucas Balanek picks up the assist on that one. As that's Balanek's first assist of the tournament. 4 points now in 3 games. Is cutting towards the net. Rebound chance. Great save by Carpino as he's able to deny Sulich. Bouncing puck will be walked out by the Waxers as they look for the answer. Whiston across the line. He'll move it back to the point. One-time shot in by McMullen. Smith trying to bash it at the side of the goal as it'll be scooped up by Pinaretta. Smith misses on the hip check. As Pinaretta still dancing between all kinds of Waxers as Angus takes it into the zone. He'll get bumped off the puck as Pinaretta right back to it before McMullen scoops it up as that one stays in play. Aloisi with a burst of speed to the outside. Sulej lining him up. He freezes and sends Sulej off balance as Kamiker dances around Martin, who goes for a change. Kamiker nearly loses control of it, and now does. Aloisi forcing the turnover. Costanza in the offensive end, and Aloisi, Kamiker getting into it here behind the play. Aloisi shuffles it to the front of the net, where it'll be taken away by Pinaretta. Pinaretta hits the deck. That's a big hit by Gata, and here comes a penalty. And more pushing and shoving. Gata making sure the officials saw that there was a little bit of head contact there, and that will be the call. And it appears Angus is quite angry with the call. 4 minutes. Head contact, the call. So double minor for head contact. And Markham getting an extended power play here. Markham 0 for 6 this week on the power play. Looking for a change of tides. Armour takes it around and fires it down the length of the ice. This one moved to the outside. Scooped up. Anselmo. He'll fire it off the glass and in. Armour picks it up first, and just like last time, rings around the glass. Can't escape the line this time, but nobody's able to tap it forward. And maybe a chance for Pursley here as he's battling with Silver. Leaves it off nobly, a sharp angle shot. It's off the side of the goal. Pursley looking to pin it to kill some more time as Markham gets the possession back with 3:20 to go on the power play. Billingsley across the line. He'll flip it in deep as Healy had some difficulties with it. It's now scooped up by Bruno in the corner. Bruno up high. McMullen to Billingsley. Carries it at the point. Pursley closing him out. McMullen waits. Toe drag shot that just misses wide of the target. Pursley able to clear the zone. As McMullen has to go all the way back for a long lead feed as Pursley just bumps his man off the puck. McMullen with it right back in the offensive end. Fisher Ishwaran. We saw him do this yesterday, carrying it through the offensive end. He gets bumped off the puck, but carries it in and will ring it around the boards. Whiston with possession of it to Ishwaran. He moves over the middle, waits, scans, hangs on to the puck, moves it down low for Smith. Ishwaran will get it back on the boards and kicks it forward, loses control of it momentarily as Sulej goes for the pinch. This one rang around the boards and no one at the point for the Waxers as now will kill off the first penalty as now just 2 minutes remains on the man advantage. Bodner across the line. He'll chip and chase. Pinaretta trying to move it off as Barrett sends it down the length of the ice. A very effective penalty kill for the Toronto Titans to this point. Markham not getting comfortable in the offensive end as of yet as Martin works it up with a burst of speed. Martin over the middle, intercepted by Barrett, but Whiston takes it away from him. Whiston chips it off the boards. And Bodner loses control of it. Barrett unhappy as he has trouble getting his stick as he's got to go back in the offensive end. Rings it around the boards and it'll be tagged up. Moved over to the near side. Played just in deep here by Chase Martin. And Barrett will fire it down the length of the ice again. 3 minutes gone and nothing threatening in the slightest by the Waxers to this point. Billingsley, he'll backhand it in. Healy out of the net to play it. Healy gets it off to Armour and sent back down the ice. Carpino. He'll leave it off behind his own net. Markham power play just not getting comfortable here as Armour chops it off the boards. This one held in at the line. Billingsley walks, fires a shot, rebound chances. Healy couldn't control. Up to the point, McMullen down low. That jumps the stick of Silver. Silver behind the net. 13 seconds left on the man advantage. Anselmo up for Silver. Return feed Anselmo. That one jumps his stick. Pavlovic trying to get it out. Can't do so, but his teammate Kamiker can, and that will do it. A 4-minute kill for the Titans. And they're back to even strength. If you don't think that's a momentum shifter, then I don't know what is. The crowd silence here at the Angus Glen Community Centre. That one dumped in by McMullen. Healy will tap it off Kamiker. That one's kicked up Pavlovic. Pavlovic trying to get away. A huge hit over the middle of the ice. Devenish lays out Costanza. This one played around the boards. Healy up for Lacona. Lacona, his pass goes errantly, and that one will go for an icing call as Balanik couldn't beat it out. 6:41 to play here in the second. Davis Devenish laying the body, the 6'1" defenseman, showcasing the hitting ability. Here it comes. Get off the tracks. Devenish, 1 goal on the week, and quite possibly the biggest hit of the week we've seen. Good to see Costanza's okay. He's back out there. Aloisi on the draw. Gata now in on the draw. Kamiker behind the net. Devenish moves it around Balanik. He'll look up ice, chip and chase, but it's turned over as D. Philippus will fire it back in. Healy goes behind the back. Devenish. Big bounces off the boards as Kamiker will cut it up the middle. He sees daylight as he gets across the blue line. Leaves it off to the outside for Pavlovic, as it will be scooped up by the Waxers. 6:13 to go here in the second. This one a race for it as Healy's got to play it. Turned over. Whiston trying to recover as Barrett has that one jump his stick, but he recovers as that hits hard off the back of the net. Devenish trying to throw the reverse hit on Martin, but Martin scoops up the puck first. Chipped off the boards as a battle for it between Smith and Barrett. Chipped off the boards for Walsh. Looking for the home run shot. Balanik in alone. His shot just misses wide of the target. Philippone hits the pin off on the far side of the boards as hits starting to get a little more wild here as teams are running around a little more with 5:30 to go in the second. This one played in the Markham end as it'll come back the other way, icing the call with 5:22 to play. Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider, offers championship gear available for order now. Shot 17-16 in favor of the Waxers. Score still 2-1 in favor of the Waxers. The lone goal in the second period, a power play marker by Noah Krula. Long shot in, goes to the far side corner as Barrett steps in on the pinch, but will be moved out quickly by Reed Smith. This one over the head by Martin. Backdoor feed! Great save by Healy. He denies Whiston his second of the game. Balanik looking to take advantage the other way as Cole Ahmed will look to move the puck forward. Barrett. Philippone. He'll just leave it off for the captain, Barrett. Barrett near side, Philippone. And this one left off for O'Neill as he overskated it. Walsh tries to tap it forward. Philippone retreats for Barrett. Return feed, Philippone. Return feed, Barrett. Up the far side, Tavernese tips it into the offensive end. Ishwaran. He has it taken away as it's moved over the middle. And hard contact over the middle as O'Neill keeps it in. O'Neill trying to dance away. Well, hounding him from behind was Bruno, as this will give Silver a free clear. Silver to the near side. He drops it off Anselmo. Return feed Silver from a sharp angle. Glove down by Healy. shuts down the angle on the Waxers forward. As back and forth action starting to commence here in the second. A nice little give and go between Anselmo and Silver as he tries to tuck it from a tough angle, but Healy slamming the door shut. Healy a shutout in his first game against the North Shore Whitecaps, so his second game against an OMHA opponent. As this one's up to the line, Billingsley waits, fires a shot, glove down by Healy. The official having a conversation with Healy as gave a little stick tap to Aloisi on his way by. David Healy had 8 shutouts this year in the GTHL. 8 shutouts and 14 wins. Costanza kicked from the draw. In to take will be Aloisi. Face-off taken by Kamenker as it will be moved around to the far side. Tavernese and a delayed penalty upcoming. I don't think either goalie knows which team it's coming to, and it is going against the Waxers. Toronto will go back to the power play just as Healy was getting to the bench. Head contact the call. Just a 2-minute, and it will be going against the 5'11" forward for the Waxers, Lorenzo Gatta. Toronto to the power play, 1 for 3 on the evening. They're now 3 for 11 in the tournament. 3:32 to play here in the second. Toronto digging for the equalizer. This one rang around the boards as it's kept in the line by Balanek. And that one off Balanek's glove, off a glove on the bench, and out of play. So we'll redo it from the offensive end as they're just going to say it went clear out from the Markham clear attempt as Kamenker's shot misses wide of the target. Pursley on the puck behind the net. Nobly up top, Krula to the top. Kamenker, the quarterback, down to Balanek. He fires a shot, glove down by Carpino. He's been sharp in this game, stopping now 16 of 17 shots through the first 37 minutes of this one. Top unit stays out there as Balanek now switches in and he'll take the draw. Balanek wins it clean. Kamenker moves right over the middle. Return feed, Balanek. He goes far side, Krula. Bit of a different look here from the umbrella. Let's move down. Balanek, cross ice feed. Krula shot! He scores! Noah Krula, second power play goal of the period. And the Titans have tied the game. Noah Krula, he can do it from any side. Scored his first goal from the right flank, scores the second goal from the left flank. And now he's showcasing the elite shot as the Titans have evened the game. Two power play goals here for the Titans in the second period have evened the game. Bouncing puck will be called for a hand pass. As Kamenker picks up the secondary assist on that goal. Kamenker, one of the assistant captains on this Titans side. Sent down the length of the ice, and another icing call against the Waxers. They're scrambling here in the second period. It's turning up all Toronto right now. As a proud partner, the Hockey Hall of Fame provides players of the game for all championship games. The Hall, home of the Stanley Cup and hockey at its best. 2:30 to play is right in the shooter spot as that shot was blocked in front. As Pinoretta had his shot turned away. This one long in for Healy, and he'll just cover it up quickly. Markham looking to get any form of offense they can, and you see the top line out there. Martin lining up on that far side. See him try to get a bit of an angle as it's played up high. Long shot in, it's blocked away by Sulich, and a man gets taken down as here comes a 2-on-1. Sharp angle shot turned down by Carpino. Havlicek denied as Sulich goes back to the bench in some considerable pain as Sulich gets knocked down hard right on the blue line. Could have easily been called interference, but Pavlovic works in on the 2-on-1, and he gets turned away. Krula line works its way out there. Balanik in a form of a shooter spot on that up high flank as you see what he's trying to do there. He comes across the top right off the face-off win, trying to get that clear shooting lane. He has such a dangerous shot. He's lining up there again. Tries to work across, but doesn't get the puck cleanly. As Ahmed will hit the brakes behind the net. And a hard hit over the middle, and that's going to be a penalty against Krula. It looked like Krula was feeling the results of that a little bit as it was knee-on-knee contact. And it's just going to be a trip called. And what we've seen a lot is the after the whistle stuff here in this tournament. Trying to draw teams into an extra penalty as 2 for tripping to Krula will be the call. Markham back to the power play, 5th time out, 0 for 4 on the game. Faceoff is won and controlled here at the point by McMullen. Over to Billingsley, up high McMullen. He waits, fires a shot, just missing wide of the target. Big bounce off the end boards. And the whistle is blown as the net just comes off by the slightest amount. And that will slow the momentum that the Markham Waxers were building up. The linesman try and slam that down just a hair more. Persley on the draw. He wins it clean as Armour rings it all the way around for Nobley, who stops it up and then flicks it down the length of the ice. Billingsley, he'll leave it off McMullen. Back to Billingsley, back to McMullen. Over to the near side. Ansemo tries to flip it in as Devenish gets it up to Nobley, who dumps it right back down. 1 minute remaining here in the second period. 1:13 on the power play. Anselmo, hand-to-hand pass. Anselmo taps it forward to Silver, who catches it. But unfortunately, that will not be allowed, and the faceoff will come outside. Anselmo and Silver, 2 of the higher scoring players on the Waxers. Anselmo is the highest with 35 points. He's also got 3 points this week. Silver, 24 points as they'll be played into the offensive end. Bouncing puck. Ishwarren able to get it back. Ishwarren. He'll move it over to the near side. Chase Martin. Over to Reed Smith. Return feed for Martin just outside his reach. He'll take it behind the goal. Being hounded by Nobley. 20 seconds left on the clock. It's worked across the line. Bodner fires a shot. Martin was open on the back door calling for the pass, but Bodner didn't see him. Bodner waits. 9 seconds on the clock. Ishwaran up top. Bodner fires a shot deflected in front, just wide of the target. Martin's got to quickly throw it on net, but that one will miss wide as Hursley throws Ishwaran into the boards after the buzzer, and the official has to wait. The dressing rooms are quite crossed over in this game, so it's a bit of a pain to get both of these teams off. However, the Toronto Titans have evened the score as we head to the third period. A pair of power play goals by Noah Krula have brought Toronto a new sense of life. Third period action up next. You're not going to want to miss a minute of it here on the Ontario Hockey Federation YouTube channel.
Got something to call mine. Oh, need someone to talk to. Right now. Oh, we are on the way. Starting today.
This building, this province, and these fan bases
Canada's
are
best men's under 18 club teams come to Peterborough this spring for the 2026 TELUS Cup. Who will follow in the footsteps of the greats that have come before? Catch all the action live from April 20th to 26th at the Peterborough Memorial Centre. Tickets are available now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
I love hockey. I always have since I was a kid, and the first shift is what got me into playing hockey.
In 2014, Hockey Canada and Bauer set out to create a program that would help introduce hockey to new-to-hockey families across the country. This program is called the First Shift. More than 10 years ago, Tim laced up the skates for the first time ever through a First Shift program in Scarborough.
Back in 2014, my parents first heard about the First Shift program through one of the local community centers. My parents immigrated to Canada several decades ago. They actually didn't know anything about hockey, even when we started. My siblings and I, we would watch it on YouTube, we would listen to the games on the radio, but we didn't really know much about how the game was played. And because of this First Shift program, we actually learned a lot about hockey. Without it, I don't believe that we would have been playing on the ice. Trying on hockey equipment for the first time was a very exciting experience. I'd only seen hockey equipment on the professionals and seen them on the ice, seen clips of them. Putting all the gear on, it was like I was one of them. Something that I remember most about the First Shift, the welcome event, was how overwhelming it was. All the gear, all the people. I really didn't know what was going on, but the fit experts were very professional. They knew what they were doing. They walked us through everything, and just the excitement afterwards is something that really stuck with me. Something that still stands out to me from that first experience is the coaches. Stepping out onto the ice for the first time was very exhilarating. I was a bit nervous, but the coaches, they took care of those nerves right away. And after that, it was just fun. After the First Shift, what kept me involved in hockey was the sanctioned minor program, the Scarborough Ice Raiders. I've played with them for several years. First Shift means a lot to me personally. It kind of shaped my life growing up, because without this program, I wouldn't have gotten into hockey. Without hockey, I don't think I would be the kind of person I am. Being able to play on a team, work with teammates, day in, day out, build that sense of community is something that shaped my life throughout.
Having great, fit experts is outstanding. They are the heart and soul of this program. Having experts such as Tim convey their love of the game and their expert advice on equipment fitting reassures family and begins their hockey journey in the best possible way.
It feels awesome to give back to the program that started my hockey journey. I'm very grateful to First Shift, and I'm grateful to be back here and be able to be on the other side, give back to other kids, give back to my community. So something that I would say to a family that's considering the First Shift program is that it's absolutely worth it. You're getting a full set of gear and ice time at such an affordable cost. You're also getting memories that your child will be able to carry with them through the rest of their life. It's something that you'll never forget.
I had a really rough year, obviously. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. And
you know, it was really perseverance in the face of adversity. Non-hockey related injury, but one of significance.
Getting the news that he had the fractures, and it was a compression fracture, and him not being able to move and just waiting for the news to see if he needed surgery or if he was going to be able to walk, if it had hit any nerves. It was frightening.
it was hard, but what motivated me was the support I had around me. I felt like I couldn't fail.
With Dominic, he didn't walk away from hockey through his recovery. He continued to participate as best he could.
Hockey's taught me you got to do the hard thing, because usually the hard thing is the right thing to do. That perseverance, just pushing yourself through hard things, and it's helped shape the values of my whole personnel overall.
Today, everybody's busy. And to see young people like Dominic with the opportunity to set aside time to contribute to community is very important.
I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I went to Knights games when I was younger, and you come home with a mini stick or a puck, and it's like the best thing ever. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
Having a scholarship program, it just allows us to recognize some of those individuals that have just taken that to the next level.
I mean, I cried. I was super proud of him being recognized for such an amazing award.
Obviously, I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden.
It's not about just developing a hockey player. It's about developing good citizens.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for third period action between the Toronto Titans and the Markham Waxers in game number 3 of day number 3 here on the 1st of April. Score after 2 periods of play, Markham Waxers 2, Toronto Titans 2. The Titans scored 2 power play goals off the stick of Noah Krula in the second period. The first one from the left wing. Here's the pass from Balanik across. Krula walks in and rips it on the blocker side. So we see that one comes from the right side. This time around, Hammaker over to Balanik, who's on the right side. Gets it across to Krula on the left. And once again, he beats Carpino home. Noah Krula showcasing the shot from anywhere in today's game. In past games, we've seen Balanik with the rocket of a shot, but Krula showcasing he's got just as good of a shot. Third period action here, about to get started. Markham with 17 seconds on the power play. The late penalty to Noah Krula for tripping. Carrying over as officials a quick conversation with the coaching staffs before we get going. The Toronto Titans 2-0 with 5 points. A regulation win, or excuse me, 6 points. A regulation win puts them back in first. The Markham Waxers, a regulation win, puts them into second. How will the third play out? This one tipped in, up and out of play. Faceoff will come back outside with just 7 seconds left on the power play. As there's a look at Connor Pursley. Always out there on the penalty kill alongside Dylan Nobley. Jason Nobley's son, head coach of the Toronto Titans. That one right in on Healy is, we'll get another whistle just 14 seconds into the period. Krula waiting to jump out of the box here. Had to wait a little extra longer as Waxers have an offensive zone draw. Martin Smith lining up in the shooter lane. That one covered quickly by Healy, and Krula still can't escape the box. 1 second left on the clock as Ishwaran and Bodner have to be aware. Krula already with 2 goals in the game. We see Smith. You're wondering what I'm talking about in the shooter lane. That is where you set up tight play at the side of the goal, and Healy somehow keeps it out right off the draw. This time Krula finally able to escape. Has 4 whistles in the first 22 seconds. As I was talking about, the shooter spot, if you're ever confused of what I'm talking about, Smith gets taken off, but it's when the right winger here lines up, looking for the quick pass back for the optimal shot on target. Typically teams will defend it pretty well, send another defenseman to the other side. As this one's turned over, Bruno across the line, Silver a shot that misses wide of to the left of Healy. Bodner slaps back at it, comes over the middle where Ishwaran will pick it up. Ishwaran, an incredible goal yesterday in the victory over Ottawa Myers Automotive, as puck will be intercepted by Walsh. Down towards the goal line as that one will get moved forward by Anselmo, as here come the Titans the other way as Balanik has it knocked off his stick. Angers fires it off the boards and around. Carpino out to slow it up. He'll push it forward. Bodner. Jackson Bodner, the Montreal, Quebec native with a little bit of New Zealand heritage, as Angers will saucer this one through for Walsh just onside. He gets the deflection on it as Balanik goes for the check on McMullen. This one at the side of the goal where it'll be taken at the point by Philippone. Long angle shot turned away by the right pad. All the way up to Barrett. Back to Philippone. He's looking for the shooting angle. Toe drag shot up and over the crossbar. Barrett to retrieve the rebound again. Tries to flick it deep, but it's intercepted by Costanza. He'll get across the line. Fires the shot right into the logo of Healy. As Walsh lets go a pretty good slash there against Yada. Barrett just fans on the dump-in attempt, and it turns into a rush the other way. Costanza just across the line and lets the shot fly right into the big CN Tower logo on the chest of Healy. .18:06 to go here in the third. Philippone moves it behind the net. Long lead feed. Flicked in deep as Pursley will send his man in after the attack. As that one comes right into the blue paint. They got tapped forward by Pavlovic, and Carpino wasn't expecting it to come, sees it down in the blue paint and immediately jumps on it quickly, and the net almost comes collapsing down on Carpino. Shots 24-20 in favor of the Waxers. Pavlovic. Pavlovic against Costanza. Pavlovic not kicked. He's okay. He'll stay in. Tied up on the half wall at the side. Percy a long shot and it gets deflected on the back door, and Carpino just keeps it out. That puck slipped between his legs, but Carpino was able to squeeze it tight enough to not let it through. The long shot in, tipped on the back door by Lacona. And Carpino, good effort to make the stop. Pavlovic against Costanza once again. Quick draw won by Pavlovic. It'll be worked over to Barrett. Barrett, long shot in for the point. That misses wide. Lacona right back into the slot. Pavlovic will slap it back the other way. Philippone wants an icing call, but you're not going to get that for your teammate icing the puck as Healy takes it behind the net. He's getting cornered by two Waxers. He just has no other option but to play it off the boards, and it's a pretty nice pass as here comes the other way. Pursley is shot up and out of play as Cole Ahmad getting the stick in there and setting it up out of play. Ahmad and Pursley, a bit of a shoving battle. As a great outlet pass from Healy. Springs Lacona, who springs Pursley. Pursley could have gotten that off. We would have seen quite possibly the best pass of the tournament come from a goaltender. Martin now in on the draw against Nobley. Martin wins it clean, but off the foot of the official, and Toronto controls the draw. Armour, quick spin to get back on side as they'll be taken by Whiston. Whiston long lead feed. That'll be tapped into the Toronto end as Nobley has to act quickly with Whiston bearing down on him. Now to the far side, O'Neill across the line. Toe drag shot turned away. Rebound chance. That one's poked forward at Carpino. A quick cover. As Toronto crashing the net hard in the early goings. When talking to Dan Naou about the Toronto Titans, they're a very hard-working team, and you have to work hard to beat them. They're always rolling their four lines as you see O'Neill line up right over top. And the faceoff is clean won by Markham as DeFilippis rings it around the boards. Bodner, they'll take behind the net. I got to get away from Tavernese, who's bearing down on him. Up to the near side, a nice little touch pass forward for Martin into the offensive end. Jace Martin, a shot that deflects off the right arm of Healy. Devenish, he'll skate it up the middle of the ice. Davis Devenish into the offensive end. Tavernese just a step offside. Tadeo Tavernese offside on the far side as here's the last chance for Martin. Able to beat Armour to the outside. Trying to get that flick shot off on the far side, but David Healy shuts the door. So now played over. Right into the slot. Sulich couldn't get the shot off as Markham has numbers going the other way. Anselmo gets it over Silver, trying to dance his way through. They'll be taking away Angers. And Areta tries to make the toe drag move as it will be played to open space. Silver. Ow! That one hits Pavlovich right in the midsection as the entire stadium has a collective ooh. As this one we played up to the point. Billingsley gets ran over at the blue line as here comes Toronto the other way. Billingsley back on the puck. He'll take it across the line. Billingsley, low lining shot turned away by Healy at the last moment. He sends it over to the right corner where it's tied up at the hash marks. As Pinorata moves it over the middle, Sulich looking to work it quickly out and does escape the line. Bruno fires it right back in. Wholesale change for the Waxers as Toronto will also change out their forwards. Near side, Pavlovic across the line. He'll wait, fires the shot, glove down by Carpino. When talking to Jason Nobley before the game, he mentioned that they haven't really felt comfortable in their games, but still finding ways to win. He mentioned in the GTHL, you're not seeing any 12-1 scores or 8-1 scores. Every game is going to be 2-1, 3-1. They're always going to be grinded out games. So games like this one, they're very familiar with. First game against the North Shore Whitecaps, they win 2-0. Yesterday, it was a 3-2 victory against North Bay, and here with 15 minutes left, they're in another 2-2 game. Very familiar territory for the Toronto Titans. They know how to close these ones out as Balanik, a shot turned away by Carpino. Balanik, the quick release shot, showcasing it again. He comes into the offensive end alone. Does such a good job of getting free. Able to get the shot off without any sticks or bodies in front. 5:10 into the period as Martin wins the draw as he plays it back to himself as Whiston moves it over the middle. Controlled here by Bodner. He'll wait behind his own net. Bodner directing traffic as he'll work it out from his own net. DeFilippis now with it. He'll get to the red line, but take a big check there from Balanik. Moved over to the far side. Walsh tries to knock that down. Bodner's able to get it back to center. Barrett across the line. Barrett with the return feed. Barrett dancing through the neutral zone. No strides even needed, just gliding around as Philippone will wait with it behind his own net. Not allowed much time as Philippone trying to dance away from Reed Smith, who's applying the pressure. Moved up to the near side, over the middle. They free up Balanik. He fires a shot, glove down by Carpino again. We'd like to say thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Balanik must have about 7 shots in this game, it feels like. He's firing everything he has at Carpino, but Carpino's been sharp. He stopped 22 of 24 to this point of the game. Markham 3 defenders to the right side. Pavlovic the drawback. Devonish a long shot in and framed like a catcher by Carpino as Lacona crashing hard on the net on Ahmed. Ahmed very reactatory to whatever the Titans are doing. We're going to see if anyone gets called on a penalty here. Lacona trying to rile up Ahmed. There's a nice move by Pursley, but he couldn't get the shot off. Pursley is behind the net, up top. Armour, long shot in. They score! It was tipped in front, but it's Ryan Armour who's given the Titans their first lead of the night. Pursley, the pass to the point. And it's hard to see there, but it certainly got deflected up and over. Looks like it hit a waxer in front, and Toronto, for the first time tonight, has the lead. 13:35 to play. Markham chasing. Toronto back in the offensive end as Nobley picks it up first as Billingsley will take him into the boards. It pops free momentarily as O'Neill tried to pull the trigger quickly. McMullen goes over to the far side. Net guard hits the ice. Aloisi drops it back to Billingsley. Billingsley dances past O'Neill as he'll work it into the offensive end. Just offside the call as Chase Martin couldn't hold the skate back. Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider, offers championship gear available for order now. 13:01 remaining here in the third period. Toronto, their first lead of the game. Davis Devonish picking up the assist on the Armour goal. as well as Connor Pursley. For Pursley, that's his first point of the week. But he's been very impactful in this tournament on the penalty kill and in the physicality game, as this one will be ringed back down low. Angers picks it up. He gets knocked to the ground, trying to play that puck free. As Markham's looking to whack it back to the front of the net. Billingsley has it up at the point, throws it on target. It's punched away by the blocker of Healy. Scrum forward ensues as it gets moved down. Chance in tight is a big hit, laid right in the blue paint as Whiston hits the deck from Angers. Whiston comes in with a head of steam as Billingsley holds the line. He fires it on target, but it's blocked in front by Angers. Martin. Huge reverse hit in the corner as he dumps Angers. Battle forward in front. Puck comes free. Markham with all the momentum. McMullen down low. Long feed across for Billingsley. He tries to pull the trigger quick. But that one's deflected in front as it goes up and over Healy and into the netting. Here's the big reverse check from Martin. Great angle of it there is Chase Martin, standing at 5'11", 157, delivering the big boom as sharp angle shot as that one's lifted up and out of play from Austin Silver. Silver scored in yesterday's game. As we'll do it again. Bruno in on the draw. Faceoff comes back. D. Philippus down to the corner. This one moved forward. It's going to be a race for it as Pavlovic picks it up first. Backdoor feed. Pinaretta scores! Lincoln Pinaretta. Toronto doubles the lead. It's 4-2. A great passing play is into the zone. Pavlovic immediately spots Pinaretta unmarked. Finds him one-on-one alone with Carpino. And Pinaretta wires it past the keeper. And Toronto extends the lead. That's 4 unanswered goals for the Toronto Titans. Now Dan Dow having a conversation with the officials after the play is official filling in Jason Nobley now of what was said. Toronto on some kind of roll right now. 4 unanswered since the second period, down 2-0 after the first period of play. And they have turned on the gas. Michael Pavlovic picking up his first point of the tournament with the assist. Pinaretta as well. And Philippone gets an assist on the back end. 11:30 to go. Markham needs 2. All of a sudden, Ishwaran has it in his own end. Long feed up as that one nearly drills the linesman as Ahmed loses control of it. Nobley a jam play and a sharp save by Carpino as Nobley crashing the net. He just popped it straight up in the air and right on goal, but Carpino able to sink back in the goal enough and make the stop. As we look to the screen now, here's the updated YouTube poll as Toronto taking the 2-goal lead now in favor on the YouTube poll of who you think will win. Excuse my grammar there. It's been a long day, folks, as the Titans now leading on the poll 43-47. 53-47. Wow. Rough stretch there. Smith over the middle. Krula looking for the hat trick up and over the target. Krula to the outside. Whiston. That pass is knocked down, carried by Martin. This one now, McMullen will wait and fire it in deep. Devonish holds it below the goal line. Moves it right over the middle. A good outlet pass. Here comes Krula across the line. Gets it over. Balanik, a shot up and over the target. Armour, low lining feed. Balanik, big hit on Billingsley, but he wasn't able to shake him off the puck as Balanik grabs it. Sharp angle. Gets it in the slot. Off the post! And somehow, some way, Lucas Carpino pulls it off the goal line. It got right behind him off the post. Let's see if we can see a better angle of it here. As that's off the post, and Carpino able to get the stick back there. An incredible effort. Billingsley hits it off a weird part of the boards, and Krula going to the box as well. And here's the pushing and shoving after the fact as Billingsley and Krula get into it pretty good. The penalty on the board is against the Waxers, which would indicate Toronto going to the power play. And joining in the box is Colton Ford. Had 13 goals in the U16 this year. So Toronto back to the power play here. They're 2 for 4 on the evening. Kamenker up at the point. Balanik. Formation of the umbrella. Up top. Kamenker moves it over Balanik. Waits nobly. High slot. Fanned on the shot. Tavernise picks it clean. Tavernise waits. Tries to move over the middle. It deflects in front and it's loose in the crease. Nobly couldn't tap it home. Kamenker has possession of it. Tavernise with it. He'll just play it into the corner. And a huge hit on the far side in the front of the Markham bench. And this is going to be a 5-on-3 upcoming. 6-on-4 for the moment. Delayed penalty upcoming. Healy to the bench. Balanik. Sharp pass across to Tavernise. Up high, Kamenker. He fires a shot off the blocker. Balanik a rebound. And Bruno clears it. Unfortunate timing as that goes all the way down off the side, off the post. Unrelated as interference the call. And Selmo will go to the box for interference. So Toronto now a long 5-on-3 here. Timeout for Toronto. 9:25 to play. Looking to go up by 3 here. And this power play always so dangerous. So many high-end skilled players. On the counterattack, it looks like Ishwaran, Whiston, and McMullen. The OHF is pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation services provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities across Ontario. Toronto back from the timeout. As they rested up their top guys. Balanik on the draw. A lot of rotating here. Pre-whistle. Balanik against Whiston. Whiston wins it clean, but it's quickly scooped up by Pursley. A great recovery there as Kamenker moves over the middle. O'Neill down low on the flank. One-time shot by Kamenker is deflected wide of the target. Balanik up high. He'll walk right into a toe drag shot as blocked away by Carpino. Balanik, return feed O'Neill. Here from the left flank. O'Neill waits, gives it up Balanik. Over to Kamenker. He'll switch spots with Balanik. Kamenker fires a shot, misses wide on the low end as Pursley recovers. O'Neill trying to bash it up as Ishwaran gonna try and chip and chase. Kamenker holds the line. Balanek, return feed nobly. He'll dump it off. Yamaker, a shot deflected by Ishwaran and up and into the mesh netting. More pushing and shoving between Pursley and McMullen. As O'Neill will trade out for Pavlovic here. 16 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Toronto leaving a lot of their top heavy guys out, but Pavlovic will come in to take the draw against Costanza. Face off won by Costanza, but Balanek scoops it up first. Kamiker across the line, nobly return feed, Kamiker. Turn feed nobly, a quick shot turned away and cleared by Costanza. The 5-on-3 has expired as it's a 5-on-4. Ford returns to the ice. He'll quickly book it to the bench. Pavlovic across the line, turned over as it's cleared quickly. Nobly takes the spill. He's got to get back on side quickly as Balanek will wait on the far side. Nobly takes the feed at the red line. He'll get across the blue line, hit the brakes to evade Ellis. Nobly, Pavlovic, far side Balanek. Up top, Kamiker. He fires a shot. It's blocked in front. Rebound chance. Nobly missed wide of the target. With Carpino down. He's still down. Nobly scoops it up. Nobly waits at the top. Leaves it off. Kamiker fires a shot turned away. Body's hitting the floor in the crease. 6 seconds left on the power play. Kamiker leaves it off Pavlovic. A broken stick right in the slot. Pavlovic moves it over. Nobly a sharp angle shot blocked by Bodner. We're back to even strength. Markham's killed off the 5-on-3. Bodner, but can they get it out of the zone as that one's tipped wide of the target? Off the shot from Balanek. Kamiker, that one escapes the zone as Ellis now pushing for a rush the other way. He overskates the puck. Here comes Balanek with juice still in the tank. Balanek to the backhand, forehand, leaves it off Pavlovic. Shot up and over the net. Pavlovic will reset outside of his own end as Markham successfully survives that Toronto onslaught. But now they need to flick the offensive switch back on. 6:42 to go, down by 2. Here comes Pinaretta on side. He'll hit the brakes as it's once again cleared outside the line. Philippone to it. Barrett. He'll wait as Barrett will go back. Play is onside as McMullen quickly sends it the other way. Here comes Smith on the rush. Tries to move it over for Martin as it'll be chipped out by Toronto. McMullen drops it back. Ishwaran. Feed up the near side. It will be tipped over the middle. Pinaretta drops it back as it comes to the near side. Long lead feed. Bouncing puck. Controlled by McMullen. Just on side are the Waxers as McMullen takes a high hit across the line. Smith to the outside. Smith. Backdoor feed. They score! Gavin Whiston taps it home on the doorstep. And the Waxers are within 1. Just what the doctor ordered. Gavin Whiston delivers his second goal of the game. Smith with the beautiful individual effort as we see the wrestling matches. Barrett and McMullen are going to be headed to the box here. And for Barrett, count up the penalty minutes. He's now up to 14. Barrett and McMullen still mouthing off in the box. As they're still going. Here's the replay of it as we see the goal on the far side. And the wrestling match on the near side as Barrett and McMullen finally get separated. Barrett and McMullen are still jawing at each other in the penalty box. With 5:45 to go. Markham is within 1. Shots 32-29 in favor of the Titans. Billingsley will work it up. As this goes in the offensive end, Healy, he slows it up. It's pinned off in the corner as O'Neill tries to dig it away, and a whistle, a hand pass called. Much to the dismay of the Markham faithful here at the Angus Glen Community Centre. Faceoff will come outside. Markham starting to feel some of the momentum back in the offensive zone. As they'll look to do so again. Costanza with the draw outside. He's going against Noble. He has the faceoffs won a little too well as it goes all the way back to the Markham defensive end. Billingsley chips it off the board. Ishwaran, long feed up, but an errant feed is behind everyone. That will be coming back to the Markham end with exactly 5 minutes to play here in the third. Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships, fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout the championship. Wholesale change for the Titans as they come into the offensive end. Karula against Costanza. Karula wins it clean. A little too clean as it's too hot to handle for Kamaker at the blue line. Across the line, trying to fit the pass through was Balanik as Walsh will chop it back down low. Balanik's going to be first to it. Titans bashing, the Waxers bashing at Balanik, but takes 2 to knock him off the puck as Karula delivers a high hit on Billingsley as Balanik over the middle. He waits, looking for the angle, turns and fires as denied off the left pad of Carpino as that shot pops up and over the net and into the mesh netting as it goes up and out of play. Karula and Billingsley, some words after the whistle. 4:24 to play here in the third. Face off to the left side of Carpino once again. Balanik in the shooting angle. Face off is won cleanly by the Waxers. This one we played high off the glass and out of the zone. Right back into Markham territory as Bodner will take. He'll slow it right down. Jackson Bodner, the 6'2", 2009 born defenseman. Fans on the pass there as he'll reset. 4 minutes to play. DeFilippis up for Silver. Silver moves it to the weak side. Across the line, Bruno tries to center as he's looking for Anselmo. That one's played high off the glass and out of the zone. We'll see if Toronto elects to try and park the bus here and lock down the 3 points, or if they'll go on the attack as well. 5 Titans sitting back at the blue line. Looks like they're planning to play the trap defense style. 3:30 to play. DeFilippis looking for the pass up. He connects with Anselmo. He gets across the line, but it's immediately sent the other way, but it's right on target. Carpino's got to play it. Balanik bearing down on Bodner's. Bodner slammed into the boards, and the penalty is called as Bodner didn't even have the puck. I don't know why Balanik looked confused there. Roughing the call. Interference is the call, as that is the correct call. Bodner didn't have the puck there. So big time player to lose for the Titans. 3:08 to play. And they go to the power play for the 6th time tonight. Haven't found much success on the power play. 0 for 5 to this point, making them 0 for 8 in the tournament. Armour looks to ring it around the boards, but it's kept in line. Ishwaran, backdoor feed. He's looking for Martin. Up to the point, Ishwaran tries to chip it down low. Ishwaran back up high. Swings it over. Bodner, backdoor feed. Martin, the flip shot is gloved down by Healy. 2:46 to play in the third. 1:38 on the power play. Shots 33-29 in favor of the Titans. This game started 2-0 Markham before 4 unanswered by the Titans. Before Markham finally got back on the board to make it 4-3 just minutes ago. Ishwaran up high. Bodner, long lining shot, gloved down by Healy through traffic. Markham looking for the deflection in front. Couldn't get one from Reed Smith. He got boxed out just enough, a clear enough lane, I should say, for David Healy, and he's able to glove that one down. This one cleared all the way down. And a reminder to subscribe and follow the Ontario Hockey Federation's YouTube channel. We're back here with day 4 tomorrow, 12 p.m. Ottawa Myers Automotive taking on the North Bay Trappers in the matinee slate, as this one will be rang around the boards. Make sure to subscribe and get all the notifications going into the games for day 4 as we get closer to the weekend. This one played up. Whiston. He'll take it to the outside. Whiston, inside-outside move. He gets decked. Markham wants a call for the headshot, not going to get it as that one deflects off a hand as well. We'll see if the hand pass is called. No, they let it go. McMullen, 32 seconds to go on the power play. 1:38 to play in regulation. Flip to the far side corner. And it will be kept in at the line momentarily before it escapes. And Nobley moves it out to Pursley. Does Pursley have the stamina? Tried to pull it back, but Billingsley lost his stick. And it broke up the rush from Pursley. Pursley driving the net. He'll just go for the pin as he gets taken hard into the glasses. Aloisi gets decked. No call the other way. Pursley looks back at the official. Saw he didn't get caught. 5-on-5. Rebound chance. Empty net. 6-on-5 for the Waxers. This one's dumped off, trying to center the puck, and a penalty upcoming. Head contact, the call. And it's going against Connor Pursley. Toronto back to the box. Markham to the power play. They will take a timeout. 59.3 to play here in the third. Markham to the power play. It'll be a 6-on-4. Obviously not an ideal situation for Jason Nobley and his squad, going shorthanded. 2 men shorthanded essentially with the 6-on-4. But you get possession, it's not the worst thing. You can free ice the puck with only a minute to play in the game. So there's an advantage in that sense. However, the disadvantage, you have 1 less player on the ice. And Markham has 2 more than you. So an obvious issue, and you lose one of your best penalty killers. Connor Pursley, always out on the ice alongside Dylan Nobley, the 2 best penalty killers for this Toronto Titans squad. So what does Markham have in the bag out of the timeout? Martin wins the draw. It's moved across quickly. McMullen down low. Sharp angle shot up and over the net. It deflects up and into the netting. Benny Billingsley trying to be the hero there. Couldn't beat it on the short side. Billingsley 5 goals in the regular season. Martin back in on the draw. He'll win it back. Billingsley across. McMullen. Back to Billingsley. Long shot in, misses wide of the target. McMullen holds the line. 40 seconds and ticking. McMullen from the point. Backdoor tip play from Whiston. Couldn't get it on target. Healy gets taken down. Play at the blue line. It's knocked free. Nobley a chance, but Whiston strong on his stick. He'll enter the zone with speed. Whiston over the middle. Fires a shot turned away by Healy. Smith trying to get it free. It comes up to the point and cleared off the stick and into the back of the net. Dylan Nobley from distance. Reed Smith tries to knock it down, but he redirects it into the back of his own net. with 13.9 seconds to go. Dylan Nobley puts the dagger into the heart of the Markham Waxers. Five to 3. The Titans lead here with 13.9 to play. A shorthanded empty net marker for Dylan Nobley, his first of the week. Face-off one, and Silver looked like he was gonna try and push the pace as he'll just dump it back to Bruno. And that is gonna do it. The Toronto Titans back in first place in the conference as a regulation win sees the Toronto Titans move to 3-0 here in the tournament in the Central Region Championship. The Toronto Titans defeating the Markham Waxers by a score of 5-3. So Toronto back to first. Markham still holding their ground in the standings. Still sitting at 4 points with a regulation win, an overtime loss, and now a regulation loss. 1-1-1 are the Waxers heading into day 4. 3-0-0 are the GTHL champion Toronto Titans heading into day 4. The Titans tomorrow, they've got the Waterloo Wolves at 3:30. That should be a great game between the number 1 and number 2 teams. The Markham Waxers, they play their OMHA foes, the North Shore Whitecaps, at 7 p.m. As the player of the game for the Markham Waxers, the defenseman Liam McMullen. McMullen with 2 assists in the victory, or in the loss, excuse me. And the player of the game is Noah Krula for the Toronto Titans. Scored the 2 power play goals early in the game. And that will do it for us here from the Angus Glen Community Centre on day number 3. It wraps up with a GTHL victory as the Toronto Titans dethrone the hosts, the Markham Waxers, by a final score of 5-3. Tomorrow, catch us back here on the Ontario Hockey Federation YouTube page at 12 p.m. The North Bay Trappers and the Ottawa Myers Automotive Group playing the early game. Want to issue a huge thank you to all for tuning in on this fine day 3. The first day of April is in the books. We'll see you back here for day 4 on the second day of April. A huge shout out to D-Node for once again streaming another successful day. Big shout out to Eileen and James on the camera, Omar, fantastic on the graphics, and Yaz, the captain of the ship, directing the great day that we have had here on day 3. As that will do it all for us here tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and we hope to see you back here on day 4 of the Central Region Championships. Have a safe night and a good night, everyone at home.